Welcome to Mind the Major, where I say use your mind, don't lose your mind, don't get left behind, become a mind. We family over here. This just in. The federal government has just handed down indictments for the 4 former officers involved in the George Floyd case. What does this mean? They're screwed. Now, they said that Chauvin could possibly face a life sentence. Okay? Now, actually, I thought that former officer Thomas Lane would have actually testified against Chauvin in the state case. But I guess, under lawyers' advice by the remaining 3 being tried together, they probably told him that it would probably be best for him to not testify because it would probably damage the case. But I'm more than sure they weren't expecting him to be found guilty on all charges in this state case. Chauvin didn't even think that he was going to be found guilty of all charges in this state case. As you all saw, the expression on his face when the jury came back with the verdict. You couldn't see this, but his eyes told the whole story. He had a look of, oh my goodness, my drawers are in jeopardy. It was written all over his face. But let's talk about Thomas Lane. I just knew he would testify because of his intricate description of what happened on the day in question. He had pretty much testified already without taking the stand. Giving step-by-step detailed account of what happened as far as what was said, what he said to Chauvin during the whole altercation or whatever. But I can just about assure you that in this federal case, Thomas Lane, if not all 3 of the other former officers, will definitely be testifying against Chauvin this go round, because the federal government doesn't play at all. They have a 95% conviction rate, and they're all 4 are being charged. Oh my goodness, this is just, it's just freaking unbelievable. Nobody even expected for this to happen. This was just out of the blue. This just broke earlier today, a few hours ago. This just broke. Now, I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking, as a matter of fact, let's go to our correspondent, Doc. Doc, what do you think about today's development?
Sugar, I ain't trying to make nobody laugh or nothing.
Well, it seems Doc is a little besides himself right now, so we'll come back to Doc. Well, with today's developments, it seems that Chauvin, either way things go, it looked like he very well may be incarcerated for the rest of his natural life. Being that, you probably could say that he hasn't been actually sentenced in the state case, but he's been found guilty on all charges in the actual, second-degree murder carries up to 40 years. So I'm looking for them to actually give him around between 20 and 25 years in the state case. And then if you take that and seeing that whatever is handed down by the federal government will have to be taken care of after he finishes up with the state. Then if you got 2025 with the state, and then you got to go over here and serve this time with the federal government, like I say, it's pretty much curtains. It's pretty much curtains. What do you say? And while you're thinking about what you say, smash that like button, put some pressure on that like button. As a matter of fact, put some pressure on that subscribe button. Press the bell for all future notifications. Now, Doc, what do you think that these four former officers are going to possibly need?
Cash money.
I guess you're right. Because they got about as much as a ham sandwich chance in hell of walking away from this, any of them. But yeah, they're gonna definitely need that for their cosmetics, their food, extortion, extortion. To keep the bullies off of their back, if you will. This is going to be a very interesting few months, to say the least, because the remaining three go on trial, if I'm not mistaken, in June. Now, depending on what happens with the case in June, I'm not sure exactly when the federal government will start their actual trial, but like I say, it's going to be a circus indeed. It's going to definitely be a circus. I mean, you could see that nobody expected things to turn out the way they did. I say, just believe that the other three former officers, you can imagine that they were glued to the television when the jury came back with their verdict. And when they heard guilty on all charges, I can assure you that they all broke out in tears, cries, if you will, simultaneously, knowing that they were all screwed. Especially Thomas Lane. I knew I should have testified. They told me to stick. Let's stick together. Let's stick our chests out. Well, coulda, shoulda, woulda. It's not going to help you now. But you can imagine what's going to happen in that United States courthouse, if you will. There's going to be more talking than in the back row of seats in your 8th grade class. You can believe that. Everybody's going to be talking because they're going to be jumping. I'm quite sure that lawyers have been calling the federal government, trying to be the first to get their client on the list to testify against him. I mean, to get the sweeter deal, if you will. But what? I'm getting something in. It seems that the remaining three officers just try to go on the run. If you just heard, you could hear the sirens in the back. That wasn't for the. Oh, excuse me. Made for good content. Yeah, but yeah, I didn't really want to, tie this whole video up. I just wanted to come with this breaking news, and I'll probably be back with a more detailed account involving one more thing. Derek Chauvin was actually handed down another count because of a related incident of where he actually, years before, put his knee on the neck and back of a minor until he actually lost consciousness, and they're actually adding that with the George Floyd thing. So he's, like I say, he's ready for the fork. You know what I mean? But like I say, I'll be back with a more detailed account involving the exact counts that they're all facing, and relative time that they'll be looking at involving this whole case. But let's take this one out of here. Great minds think alike, and everybody has greatness in them. You never know when somebody's going to come along and pull that greatness up out of you. So to the next time, don't forget, like, like, comment, subscribe, share. It's your boy C Major. 2 in the air.